Let's talk the top five winners in the Vikings' embarrassing loss to the Packers. Welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus. Happy New Year to everybody. New Year's getting off to a really shitty start for the Vikings. They got their asses handed to them by their hated nemesis, the Green Bay Packers. 41-17. The Vikings lose this game, but silver lining is we are 12-4. We are kings of the north, and we're going to, worst case, get the 3 seed in the NFC. All right. All that said, remember to subscribe to the channel, like the vids, and also hit up Liftbridge Brewing Company. Boom. Fantastic, delicious beer. What a way to ring in the new year with a Liftbridge brew in your hand. All right, let's talk about the top 5 winners. And it's hard to come up with 5. So they came up with 4 because you know what? When you lose 41-17 to the Packers, not a lot of guys on your team are going to be called winners, and they shouldn't be. You shouldn't lose by 24 points to a hated division rival, but the Vikings did that because that's what they do. When they lose, they don't just lose, they get their ass kicked. Before we hop into this, be sure I do want to say thank you to Brett Anderson for the amazing Viking flag that I have displayed in the background, the shower curtain, and our flag. Well done, Brad Anderson. Appreciate that. So let's talk with the winners. And again, it's hard to even bring this up when you lose as bad as the Vikings did in a game where you could have just really improved your playoff seeding. The Eagles lost, Niners won. Now you're the 3rd seed right now, and the door was open for the Vikings to make a move, and they absolutely shit the bed. So again, we're looking for silver linings here, and let's start with the one guy who was kind of a bit of a spark the entire game, even when things were bad and there was still hope. KJ Osborne, he had seven catches on the day, 59 yards and a touchdown. Justin Jefferson, he was kind of erased by Jair Alexander. I think Jair got in his head. And I also think, Cousins kind of quit looking his way. And the guy who was always open was KJ Osborne. And Cousins found him 7 times, 59 yards, a touchdown, the score. He had 7 targets. He caught every single ball thrown his way. KJ Osborne was kind of the safety net for Kirk Cousins today. And, sometimes when your number one option is erased from the game, you got to look somewhere else. And Cousins looked to Osborne, and he showed up today. So well done, KJ Osborne. We're all very, very proud of you for what you did today. Again, well done. And let's talk about another guy who was thrust. He was thrust into action very violently with no lube. Oli Udo. Brian O'Neill got hurt. It was a calf injury. Not sure the severity of that. Hopefully he's okay. Because God forbid we go into the playoffs without Brian O'Neill. That's a horrifying, horrifying thought. But I gotta say, when I saw Oli Udo get in, I'm like, oh shit, here we go. And then it was about a quarter later, the Vikings all of a sudden were down by 20 points more. But I thought to myself, I feel like Oli Udo's not playing bad. Like, I haven't seen anybody come over his side, like pressure Kirk Cousins from the right side. All the pressure was from the middle or Darasaw's side. Oli Udo actually played pretty well today, and I'm going to give him credit for that. Again, you get Oli Udo. He hasn't played well as a starter, but here's his value. I mean, the guy can really play left tackle, left guard, right guard. He's very versatile. You can put him just about anywhere. And today, he was, like I said, he was thrust into action, no lube, dry as can be, at right tackle. I don't know how often this guy even practices this position. And I felt like he held his own. So well done, Oli Udo. Congrats to you. We got beat by like 30 points, but you played well. Oli Udo, you should be very, very proud of yourself. Let's go again to a guy who was played today because the Vikings got their ass kicked. That is our backup quarterback, Nick Mullins. And I'm surprised he didn't actually see the field a series earlier. I thought KOC could have pulled the plug on Kirk Cousins when this game was already well out of hand. He waited one more series. But our backup quarterback, Nick Mullins, Big Dick Nick, I like to call him here at the Onebar Lupagus show, 4 for 4, 57 yards, threw for a touchdown, 158.3 quarterback rating, which is more than 3 times better than our starting quarterback. Hey, Nick Mullins. You know what? When the game is a shit show, you've lost against your hated rival in a game where you could have really, really improved your playoff seeding. You look for bright spots, and Nick Mullins was a bright spot. He played well today. So, Nick Mullins, we don't ask much from you, but when we do, you show up. So, well done, Nick Mullins. You are a winner today and the last winner in a game that was full of losers. Our last winner is Jalen Naylor. I tweeted early in the second half. We need that one player to make a splash play to get us back in this thing, and Jalen Naylor did that. Unfortunately, it was about a quarter too late. I think his splash play came in the fourth quarter. He got that 48-yard bomb from Kirk Cousins for the touchdown, but he did finish with 3 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown. Jalen Naylor, hey, well done. You know what? You're a rookie. You need some kind of confidence building. This is it. This is a game you can learn from, you can grow from, you can get excited from. You can say, hey, you know what? I belong in this league. I am Jalen Naylor. I'm not just a gunner on special teams. I can be a damn good receiver. Well done, Jalen Naylor. Way to show up. Way to make a play when the Vikings needed it, and you came through. So that's it. Again, I hate doing winners when the Vikings get their ass kicked by a team that's not very good, and a team that you should have buried today. You had a chance to bury your hated rivals. You couldn't do it. You couldn't improve your playoff seeding. But you know what? We do what we do. One more Lupagus show. We stick to our guns. We're gonna find winners. We're gonna find losers. And yeah, it's what we did. And while we're thinking about that, remember this: movie theater popcorn costs more than filet mignon per ounce in the United States. It's unbelievable.